A very good afternoon to one and all present here. On behalf of Guru Nanak Institute of Management and Technology, I would like to welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Ashwini Bhalla, who is a person who holds many positions. And to summarize it, I would like to tell you all, he's the president of the Punjab Commerce and Management Association, PCMA. He has edited and authorized several books and publications. He has been involved in the designing of courses and outlines of syllabus of commerce and management courses of Punjab University as a member of postgraduate board of commerce and management. He is a member, in fact, the secretary of the Faculty of Business Management and Commerce of Punjab University, Chandigarh. He has been regularly involved in organizing various faculty trainings and development programs. And he has an experience of working as conference secretary of the 7 international conferences and 7 national conferences. He is highly knowledgeable in various aspects of financial services and operational research. He is associated with many industrial organizations as a member of their social responsibility projects like Capability Enhancement Program of Vardhaman Group of Industry. He is also a member of the listing committee of Ludhiana Stock Exchange. We heartily welcome you, sir, once again.
Thank you. Thank you, Shilpa, for giving a good presentation of my introduction. But my simple introduction is that I am only a teacher, and in this century, the teachers are most needed because we don't need much administrators. We don't need the bureaucrats. We need the good teachers in this scenario because if you look at the national policy of education, they also emphasize that teachers will be the center stage to make up the next century. So should I start or we have to wait?
I think we can start. You
okay.
Can start.
Okay. So first of all, okay.
Yeah. Right. So I was saying the topic, sir, would be taking today would be the reshaping management education. He'll be talking about the lessons taken from COVID-19. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you. First of all, I extend my thanks to Dr. Sandhya and her team who has given me this opportunity to interact with the teachers who are shaping the buddy managers. So when I look at the scenario of management education presently, particularly in the state of Punjab, with various institutions and with mushroom growth of management institutes all over the state, and we are not in a position to get even the full capacity filled in various institutions, and many people are going abroad for getting this kind of education, and even having produced so many postgraduates in the field of management and undergraduate in the field of management, we are still shortage of good managers, and the packages which the people are getting in the industry are not very attractive packages, because I have an interaction of so many people with the industry, even in Ludhiana or in the whole state of Punjab, and even in the public sector. We have a lot of interaction. They have already complaining that the kind of stuff we are getting from the management institutes is not as per their expectations and their requirements, because we at this critical path, when we are in the COVID situation, we are not able to work in full capacities. We are not in a position to run our educational institutions. Even government is not in a position to manage the whole things. At this point of time, we need people who are very much expert in the critical thinking, and who are very much having a positive outlook with higher order of certain kind of skills and capacities. That is the need of the hour. I have an experience of evaluating the so many answer books of Punjab University, particularly in the Masters in Business Administration. But I'm very sorry to say the kind of stuff we are getting in the form of answers from the budding managers who has even passed the examination of at the central level, and then they are admitted, but their approach in examination is very casual. Even the projects I have evaluated in Ludhiana, I will not name the institution. that is an autonomous institution in Ludhiana, and producing so many MBAs. Their research projects are just assignments, not a very critical research projects which can guide the industry to solve their issues. So I think various issues are there earlier also, but now with this COVID situation, we are in a fix, because as our national education policy 2020 is also considered, if we look at it, this document, this is going to have a sea change in our education system, and so in management education also. So in future, after 2021-22, you will not be having alone standalone MBA degree of 4 semesters or BBA degree of 6 semesters. You will be having these 6 or 4 semesters, but that will be having multiple entry and multiple exit system. So you cannot bound the students for 4 semesters in the PG degree and 6 semesters in the undergraduate degrees, because if we look at the scenario at the international level, there are multiple entry and exit system. If a person pass 1 year of BPA program, he is given diploma in management. If he complete 2 year, he is given advanced diploma. If he complete 3 years plus 4 year of research, he may be given BBA degree. Same is the case with the in the postgraduate programs. So looking at the national policy of education, because during this COVID situation, two very important aspects has been there which we have to look into. First, coming of the policy, national policy of education, and second, breakdown or lockdown, whatever you say, because of the COVID situations. So now we have to thinking on these lines, we have to move towards the more holistic and multidisciplinary education, though in management also. So it is not there that you have to teach only the management subject, because the management science is going to be redefined. It will be including all branches of creative human endeavor, which include mathematics also, which include the sciences also, which include other social sciences also, because a person which is going to be a product of the management education program, that must be equipped with the STEM. STEM here means science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics also. So you don't teach only the management program or marketing, human resource, or the various functional areas of management in the management program of 4 year, 2 years MBA degree, or 6 years or 3 years BBA degree. So you have to incorporate so many other things looking into the scenario which is developing. So we have to, because when we talk about the STEM, the basic purpose is to introduce all these things into the management program, is to increase creativity and innovations, which is the need of the hour. If you look at your management degree holders, when they come out of your institutions, they are not much creative or having much innovative ability. Similarly, the critical thinking is lacking. They are just rote learners. The kind of training they must have, kind of higher order thinking capacities they must have, the kind of problem solving abilities they must have, the kind of teamwork abilities they must have, the kind of required communication skill. I have taken so many Viva, comprehensive Vivas of MBA programs of various management institutes, but I found that they are lacking in communication skills. They don't have the in-depth learning. They don't have the mastery of learning or across cultural curricula, because if you find them, if you ask them any question which is beyond their curriculum or which is regarding the overall environment, they are not in a position to answer it. So there is a need of increase in social and moral awareness and focus on the. These are the certain issues which I think at present juncture we must need to incorporate in our management programs, and that is not only for the students but also for the teachers. So keeping this background in our mind, so now we'll be looking at how this COVID has given so much lessons to us, what kind of changes are expected from us in our behavior or in our management style or in our way of functioning or in way of we teach and impart education to our students, maybe in the field of commerce or maybe in the field of management or engineering or any other background of science. So these are the certain issues which will be the, I think, the subject matter of my presentation, which I'm going to share with you uh, presently. So I will be talking on, as Shilpa has rightly said, that I will be talking on reshaping management education, some lessons from the COVID-19. This is the basic objective of my presentation today. So since, as we already know, that there is a corona outbreak, and since December 2019, the whole world is struggling with the COVID-19. When I say the whole world is struggling with the COVID-19, that means our every behavioral aspect has changed. We as a human being are in a fix. The whole nature is very happy. Everything is very happy. Even if you look at your surroundings, everything goes well. The environment is clean. The various species which we were not in a position to see earlier, now we can see it. So everything very fine, but as far as the human being is concerned, because of the fear of this COVID-19, we are locked down in our houses. Or even after the lockdown, we are not in a position to open everything in this span of time. So if we consider as the Indian subcontinent, it is also having its impact from the February last to till now. So whatever the situation has been arised, this demands a sea change in our behavior. It demands a sea change in our management practices. If demands a sea change in the our aspect or vision to look into the future, how we'll be managing our industry, how we'll be managing our all the spheres of economy, so that we can grow not only economically but also grow from the spiritual and ethical point of view. So since March 22nd lockdown of 2020, and we have witnessed the various states remained under curfew. Still now in state of Punjab, we are in the state of curfew even in the night from 7 p.m. to till 5 a.m. in the morning. We were having earlier shifts of various kinds in the industry. Our programs were running in the shift. Now we are not in a position to work. The business establishments are not in a position to work. And still, we are in the process of unlocking, and all our educational institutes are yet to be opened. We have tried to reach out to the students through online, but we are not equipped to reach out to the students online. We don't have such kind of training earlier because it has suddenly happened. Whatever has happened suddenly happened. So large segment of the population is under fear under the corona break. So it means we have to now think out how to plan for the future, how our strategies should be there. Because as a manager, as a budding manager, or as a trainer to the budding manager, we must chalk out our syllabi, curriculum, and the process of teaching in such a way that we can produce the human resources equipped with the management skill in such a way that they are in a position to face the COVID-19 situations in the future also. This is one kind of situation in future, because human being has considered as himself as a master of the universe, which he is not. So therefore his attitude need to be changed. So with the change of this attitude, we have to change our various strategies which we are following in managing our business also, or in managing our whole economic system also, as well as our personal behavior also. So this COVID outbreak demands so many things from human being, right from the individual to the institutional level. So as far as this corona outbreak is concerned, it has impacted significantly to our economy. The Indian economy has expected to lose over 32,000 crores daily when this lockdown one was there. Though after that certain improvement is there, it means $4.5 billion we were losing every day. And the question before us is whether we are in a position to equip with this kind of loss. How will be covered, what kind of impact it is going to have or in our industry. If industry is going to lose something, definitely the people are going to lose their jobs. If the people are going to lose their jobs, definitely our buying behavior will be affected. that means our demand will be affected. If demand will be affected, our supply aspect will also be affected, which is going to be a vicious circle for all of us. And accordingly, our budding manager has to plan how to cope up with this. It means if our curriculum do not include the crisis management aspect in our curricula, and we do not prepare for for a critical thinking aspect, I think we are not going to be a successful manager, and the management program which we are offering in our institutes are not going to be worthwhile for them. So up to 53% of the let me stop this. Some music is coming on whenever some join. Uh, so now I have stopped it. So up to 53% of the businesses in the country are projected to be significantly affected. And if I consider, if we look at the Indian labor scenario, 92% of the Indian labor, which is in the unorganized sector, had no work, and lakhs of the people had lost their jobs. When I say that 92% of the Indian labor, which was in the organized, unorganized sector, having no work, that means if they are not going to earn anything, it is going to be impacted in the industry also. Our supply chain has been put under stress. If supply chain, our strategic issues or the issues which are related to our strategic management, if they are, we are not going to look into it, this is going to be a very, very haphazard situation for all of us. So if we look at the various businesses such as hotels and airlines, they are cutting the salaries of the employees and the laying of the employees. So I have heard so many things even about our educational institutions, particularly
जो आवाज आती है ये बंद नहीं हो सकती
uh, I think this is from
इसको कर दो because बहुत distracting होता for the speaker. It's very frustrating.
I think this is from your side. That's why it's not stopping. So if you look at looked into it, you can stop it. It's okay. So if there is a cut in the salaries of the people, if the businesses such like hotels and airlines are cutting their employees because they are not finding out business. If they are not finding out business, it means the people's economy, the personal economy of the people is going to under stress. This is going to ultimately affect the industry as a whole. Our hotel industry, our hospitality industry, they are facing very, very stiff problems because people are having a fear. They are not visiting the hotels. They are not going to the restaurants out of fear. So a large number of people who are working there or having businesses with them, they are going to be affected. So I think this is one kind of another crisis which we need to address as a manager. So similarly, if I look at the COVID impact on our economic growth, our Prime Minister was asking that we have to become a 5 trillion economy. I think the dream of 5 trillion economy is washed away for the time being. We have to survive because presently survival has become the very, very important issue for all of us. Even our manufacturing sector, real estate sector, which is badly affected, our accommodation sector, food sector, tourism sector has been severely affected. And according to the estimates of International Labour Organization, 10.5% work hours all over the world has been reduced. It means there will be a shortage of employment. So large segment of our population, that is 25.7% in the rural areas and 13.7% in the urban segment, is living near poverty and has been severely affected at this present situation. So most of the startup was a dream project of our Indian Prime Minister. Startup has almost been finished. And out of the 130 crore population, 20 crore, 25 crore Manarega workers, they were not in a position to earn even a bread and butter during this period of lockdown. So the situation presently is very grim, which we must look into, not as a the economics expert, but as a management expert also. So how to run the economy in the future and move forward. If I look at the World Bank report, that what will be impact after lockdown, I'm not going to say that we are going to have any post-COVID situation. I'm just talking about post-lockdown situation. If everything is clear, that means we are in a position to open everything, then again there will be a labor shortage, because the most of the people, even in place of Ludhiana, we have found that most of the people are moving to their native places, and there is no mood to return back, and this is going to be pose a major crisis to the industry as well as the agriculture sector. On this aspect, we conducted a survey in the Ludhiana. Around 800 laborers they were asked to reply to the various questions why they are going back to their industry. And what we found in conclusion, after discussion with the industry people in Ludhiana, Punjab Commerce and Management Association organized a roundtable conference along with the Deputy Commissioner of Ludhiana and the various industry stalwarts, even the people from the Hero Group, even from the people from the Vardhman Group, and even from the people of major industries of the Ludhiana participated into roundtable conference, and we found in totality that this was a created problem. This was not suddenly happened, because the position of the laborer who were working in the industry was miserable, because in the normal situation they went up in the morning to their jobs and come late in the evening. But when they were required to sit in their miserable situation during this lockdown period, and even their meager amount of wages were not paid, they try to run away from Ludhiana. They want to go their native places. And if this planning was done earlier, must have done earlier, and if the we must have looked down to their positions earlier, that how they are living, what kind of living conditions they are having in the pre-COVID situation. I think the situation was not to be very grim. But so this was a major crisis in the industry. So we must look into it in the future also, so that the laborer who are working for the industry, by to whom we are managing, as a manager we are managing them, what kind of living conditions. We are just following the minimum norms which are established by the governments or by the laws, but we are not going beyond that. We are saying that we are having this kind of social responsibility of business. We are doing so much for the society, but we are ignoring our labor, which is providing many things to industry. So this is a one aspect where I think the human resource management and the personal management aspect need to look into, so that if such kind of situation arise in the future, we must not face all these things in future. The second aspect is the impact which is having on the post-lockdown period, because of these reasons, the trade cost is going to very increase. So many industry people are complaining now that because when they have to hire the people for small jobs, for example, transporting one item from to another item, and if they require labor, if they were earlier paying 200 rupees daily, now they are demanding 400 rupees daily. If they for one way run, if they were demanding 100 rupees, now they are demanding 200. Ultimately this is going to increase the cost. On the one hand, we are going to have a demand issues. On the other hand, we are going to have the trade cost, which is going to increase, which is going to increase the cost of production. And if increase in the cost of production is there, I think this is going to be a very big issue for the industry, which we must look into it, how to handle such kind of situation, what kind of strategies should be there for managing these kind of issues. We must include all these in our curriculum and training programs of the management issues. So here, the negative impact of economy is a great concern for our management educators. Here I wish to quote International Labour Organization Director General Gay Ryder. He says the workers and businesses are facing catastrophe in both developed and developing countries. We have to move fast, decisively and together. So here, the quickness of the decisions, the quickness of working, and decision to be taken very sharply and with the synergy and strategically. This is the need of the hour. The right and urgent measures could make the difference between survival and collapse. On the one hand, we have the issue that we have to survive out of this situation. And on the other hand, if we do not move very fast, do not move decisively or do not move strategically together, then we are going to collapse. And if once we collapse, we will not be able to open up. We will not be able to again stand up on our industry front. So therefore, this negative impact on economy is a great concern for our management educators, because you must equip yourself with all kind of situations, and how to handle these situations. The research is demanded from you. Whatever the research projects you are doing with the help of your students or with the help of your industry institute interface, you must focus on all these issues and train your students accordingly, because unless and until you train them, you will not be able to achieve our objective for providing good managers for the future. So the focus during this will be focus during new normal should be large scale integrated policy measures are needed, focusing on four pillars. Number one, supporting enterprises. Secondly, employment and income. Third, stimulating the economy and jobs. And fourthly, protecting workers in the workplace. These are the four stimulators which need to be integrated, and policy measures are needed to focus on these issues, because presently the industry needs support, enterprises need support. What kind of innovative support the government can give to the industry? It is not offering a packages only in the form of money. There are number of things, number of innovative ways and means you have to find out, so that the industry can be supported for that. And you can suggest to the government what kind of policies they should make, set there, so that the impact of this COVID-19 can be minimized on the industry, and industry can again stand on its own feet. So the employment issues is going to be crop up. We have to understand the pulse of the issue, because in future, if you have to work in a new more normal, new kind of trainings will be required, new kind of workforce to work in the industry will be required. For example, if you look at the example of hospitality industry or the tourism industry, now there is a concept of social distancing, there is a concept of high level hygiene and cleanliness. There's a concept that how earlier you was managing in a restaurant, you were all sitting and having their foods, there was no social distancing, there was no much cleanliness required, because minimum cleanliness which is required to serve the customer, that was there. But now we have to manage so many things differently. Now the customer is very much aware, he want to see how their food is cooked. You have to highlight the position of your kitchen also to the customer who is coming to have service from you. Similarly, how you are cleaning your hotel rooms, how your all waiters, servants are properly cleaned and sanitized and hygiene. So these all issues need to be discussed with the students in detail and train them from the new normal point of view. So stimulating the economy and job is a third issue. And fourthly, protecting workers in the workplace. So they should not be caught in such kind of pandemic situation. They should not be caught in some other issues of economic problems. So, and using social dialogue between the government, workers and employer is the need of the hour. So the research project which the MBA students are going to have, this is a very, very good issue, that you must try to create a social dialogue between the government, workers and employer to find out the situations which are cropping up, the problems which are cropping up because of the post-COVID situations, not post-COVID, but post-lockdown situations, because COVID is going to stay for a very longer period of time. And accordingly, you have to shape your strategies for working in the new norm. So the most important issue is that COVID has impacted business continuity. Many businesses are not in a position to work properly as per the desired objectives of the business. So there are number of issues. Overall reduced business operations are there. If you were earlier working at your 90% capacity, most of the industry people, particularly in the small and medium enterprises, they are just working on the 20, 30 or 40% capacity. So their business operation has reduced because of the logistic issues. If you have to go from one state to another state, there are logistic issues. Yesterday I was in Chandigarh and we came to know that if you have to go to Haryana, if you have to go to Himachal Pradesh, in Himachal Pradesh the total strictness is there. You have to produce a COVID-19 negative certificate for moving from one state to another state. So it means if most of the people are having a fear, they will not have their test, they will avoid going there. So it means overall reduced business operations are going to affect because of the logistic issues, because of the low demand, because of the low capacity of paying by the people. So this is going to crop up your liquidity issues also. There are going to be risk factors, and we need refinancing. What kind of strategies we can make up, how industry can work in such kind of situation? This should be the overall agenda of our management program. Some people say this is a just a short term issue, and if we revise the curriculum accordingly, then in future there will be no need of it. These kind of situations are not now going to crop up in future also. Earlier we were just assuming, when we study the various economic laws or various management practices, we say certain things remain same. We assume something. These assumptions are not now going to be materialized. These assumptions will not be there in future. So therefore, if you want to have continuity in your business, you have to change your management style. If you want to have a continuity in your business operations, you want to solve your liquidity issues, we must have a detailed research on all these kind of issues, and very extensive research is required. It is not there just doing a formality. Many of the management students at the postgraduate level, they have cut, copy and paste. They are not going to serve any purpose. Just having exam marks in the examination, you can get the marks, but if you are not in a position to solve the industry problem, when you are going to work as a manager in an industry, you are going to be fired out. So therefore all these things needs to be looked into while designing your curriculum, while revising your curriculum, and while training to the students as a teacher in your institution. What our budding managers need to know: first thing, how can businesses deliver better outcomes in times of crisis? This is one issue which needs to be focused in our training programs. Maybe universities may not be changing your syllabi, but this agenda, because the syllabi which is prescribed by the universities, or the syllabi which is prepared by our autonomous institutions, are just guidelines to be followed for the teachers, or the minimum topics which are required to be followed by the teachers while extending their education to the students. But this is not a final. You can add up. Nobody stop you if you discuss the various strategies. How can business deliver better outcomes in the times of crisis? So professional crisis management plans need to be discussed with the students. We have to find out the alternative business models. Most of the industry in Ludhiana or in the state of Punjab or in India, which is working in the small and tiny industry sector, they are not having alternative business models. If they don't find labor, there is a lockdown in their factory. If they don't have the raw material, there's a lockdown in their factory. If they're not in a position to find out the alternative supply chain, there's a lockdown in their factory, and most of the people are crying. And if, say, this situation continues for another 2, 3 or 4 months or 6 months, many small and medium enterprise people, or owner or enterprise people, are going to face a stiff problems, and even insolvency situation may be there. So management degrees need to be research oriented. It's we have to find a solution. We have to suggest alternative business models to them. And if you look at the national education policy, it also focus on 4-year UG degree with 1 year research or with 1 year research orientation. You will be having because I am involved in the framing of the syllabi of the Punjab University, and already at the vice chancellor's level, and fortunately I was also invited to be a part of that meeting which was conducted by the Principal Secretary Higher Education as a member of the team to discuss the national policy of education, where we are going to have a 4-year undergraduate degree in all spheres of, even in the management, where there will be a 3-year degree program with multiple entry and exit, and 1-year program as a research program. So student will be having an option. If he complete 1 year, he can go away with getting the diploma. Complete 2 year, he may go away after having advanced diploma. If he complete 3 years, he may go away after having complete degree without research. If he want to complete the 4th year also, then he will be having 1 year of MBA after completing the 4-year degree. So this is going to be a change, and where the total focus will be on the multidisciplinary aspect. The focus will be on the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, along with the management programs. And if you have a 2 years postgraduate degree program, that is also going to have split in 2 years. For 1 year, you can get a postgraduate diploma, and after 2 years, you can get the complete diploma. And the focus will be on skill, creativity, and innovations. And the more focus will be on the training of the trainers, the teaching faculty, because the center stage of the next century is going to have the teachers. So there will be a rigorous training of the teachers, even teachers who are working in the educational institutions, the management institutes. They are going to have a rigorous training out of that. Otherwise, you will not be getting promotions in the future. So there will be, because this will be the need of the hour. Even the NAC or the All India Council of Technical Education, because in future we are not going to have any All India Council of Technical Education. By 6 months following, you will be all abolishing it, and they will become just standard setting bodies like UGC also. So we'll be having a national level higher education commission, and all will be working under that umbrella, and only one accredited agency, that is going to be NAC, National Accreditation Council, instead of having separate accreditation body for the management institute and a separate accreditation bodies for the general education like National Assessment and Accreditation Council. That we are not going to have. So we are going to have under one umbrella everything. So this is the things which I think right from now we start to inculcate in our educational institutions, and tell the budding managers that they have to deliver better outcome in the times of the crisis, and crisis management plans, alternative business models, and all management degrees need to be research oriented. We have the research orientation, we have the research project concept at the summer training level, and as well as at the 4th year, one complete research project in the MBA degree, but that is mere a formality. Only few institutes having good accreditation and good fame are doing it, but others are just doing a formality. And budding managers, if they don't complete all these with sincerity, I think they are not going to become a good manager and solve the crises of these kind of. The management curriculum need to focus on post-lockdown consequences. We have to train budding managers to face post-lockdown consequences right from now. If you are not in a position to alter the university curriculum, but you can enrich the university curriculum while teaching to your students. It is not there that always you go to the university to revise the syllabus. The minimum kind of guidelines or the content which is prescribed, that is a minimum content, and you can add values to them by incorporating all these things which are required to be incorporated because of the situations which we are facing, because in future similar kind of situations may occur and will occur, and we have to be ready for all these kind of things. The most important aspect which I earlier discussed also, the demand and supply factor, because the industry runs on that demand and supply. And if, according to the estimates and some of the researchers, public is going to cut down its expenditure by at least 60%, which is going to severely affect every sector of the economy. So this is going to be a very, very severe effect on the industry also. 60% cut in the expenditure and retaining the money for the future exigencies by the people. On the one hand, it is going to have a create a demand issue in the society, but on the other hand, if we are in a position to unlock this situation and understand the philosophy of the people, why they are going to have cut down, if you can have certain plans in the financial sector which offer them good returns and use their money for giving to the industry to again create demand and supply, this is a very good opinion, and this is going to be a very, but for that we have to work innovatively, we have to work in with certain kind of more rigorous research, so that we can provide alternative to the public. Whatever you are saving for the future, and for your saving we are going to assure you these kind of returns and further prospects. Similarly, another opportunity, because the most of the people, the 40% which they will be spending on the daily needs. Now there is again opportunity to meet this demand, and major shift is expected in the buying behavior of the customer. So this need to be understood from the strategic point of view to chart out the new policies of the business and new strategies of the business. Similarly, in the tourism sector also, it is going to be finished for the time being, because most of the states like Himachal Pradesh or northeastern states, which are totally dependent upon the tourism industry, what kind of alternative they are going to have to earn the incomes? How can we make them more usable for the public, even the patients who are affected by the COVID situation? So many of the states have started realizing this and cashing these opportunities. They have offered them as the isolation centers for the public, their hotels and their places, and people are enjoying that. And people of that state are enjoying the benefits and reaping the profits out of that. So we have to devise the post-lockdown consequences, converting them into from crisis to opportunities. This is the need of the hour. And but if we, until we teach to our students how to utilize and how to convert the crisis into opportunities in our classroom teaching or in the training programs of the management institutes, I think this is not going to materialize. So we have to think on this issue also. So our severely affected industries are presently, I have listed around 7. For example, financial services sector, which is a big hit because the public is going to have more investment because of the risk factor they are fearing in their minds. Secondly, auto sector, nobody is purchasing, much of the population are retaining money for their future. Information technology sector, foreign direct investment, this is going to be affected. Mutual funds, cement, crude oil industry, these are all has impacted very severely. So how to save these kind of sectors, what kind of alternative business models we can develop to cope up with situations like this is a great concern. I think our budding manager or the trainers who are teaching to the budding manager must consider and incorporate these things in their curriculum also. Here I would like to share with you the Ratan Tata statement, which speaks a lot about how to train our managers. He said that year 2020 is not a year of profits, but of sacrifices and saving the life on the earth. It means this demands a total shift in the strategy of the business people. I'm living in a locality where most of the industry people and the industry owners are living. And usually in the morning, while during the morning walk, we have discussions whether how much profit they are earning. And many of the people, they are still focusing on managing the profits, how to increase their profits, how to exploit the people while reaping the profits. The strategies, even value-based strategies, are not considered. They are just for the earning of the profits. But with the passage of time, their shift is changing. They have not realized that year 2020 is not a year of profit, but they have to save your life. So Punjabis are very, very bold in this sense. They have the humanity aspect in their mind. So this need a total shift. That means parameters to define economic growth has to be redefined. Now, parameters to define economic growth will not be in terms of growth in the GDP only, but in terms of happiness and health index of the people. If you are having money but not happy, you have lot of money with you. You may have earned lot during before this COVID situation, but now within this lockdown period, if you are not in a position to save your family member from the COVID situation, and they are leaving your family one by one, you have seen so many examples, then what kind of GDP growth is meant for us? No. So it means we have to redefine the growth, percentage of growth in terms of happiness and health index of the people. Many countries are there where growth is not measured in terms of GDP, but they are having happiness index. So if they are happy, that's all. We need to live happily, to live with a comfortable life. So that we have to define in terms of social security of the population, in terms of quality of its human resources, and in terms of quality of immunity of the people. So we have to focus on how to improve the immunity of the people, and in this way there are a lot of business opportunities are cropping up. How to increase the happiness and health index of the people? There may be certain businesses coming out of that. How to improve the quality of the human resources? There may be certain businesses coming out of that. And how to improve the immunity of the people? There are large number of businesses which are now producing the products which improve the immunity of the people, and people are using it. So we have to retune our mindset of doing the business, as stated by Ratan Tata ji. So I think we have to find out the opportunities out of it, and this is the duty of the trainers, of the managers, to teach the students like that, how to convert these kind of the scarcity into our opportunities and crisis into our opportunity. Our industry leaders need to redesign their growth strategies. So India is very having a good values, sharing profits with the customers and other stakeholders. This is one approach which needs to be recognized. Being honest as taxpayers, because our mindset is totally how to save the taxes, how to evade the taxes. So this is not a good approach. That's why in many situations that the governments do not have money to even work in certain situations, and a lot of people are dying. So this is I think in my life we have studied the Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and if you look at the history of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, in that kind of situation, many kind of epidemics and these kind of pandemic situation arises, but the doors of their wealth was open to the people, and none of the people were allowed to die hungry. So in this situation today, if we ask the government, they said we have no money, we don't have the reserves even to meet the next month's salary. So this is, I think, that these are the concerns which needs to be addressed into. So producing environmental safe products and services, efficient pricing which suits all kind of stakeholders, using indigenous technology. Our Prime Minister is talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. So how our India will become Atmanirbhar or self-reliant unless and until we use indigenous technology, developing indigenous technology. When I say that we are going to have approach of more holistic and multidisciplinary education in the future, that means we are going to focus on the research in developing these indigenous kind of technologies. So giving importance to local MSMEs and exploring the possibility of using local raw materials so that we can give boost to the local industry. So I think all our industry leaders must redesign their growth strategy. This is the need of the hour. But they will redesign their growth strategy unless and until some will guide them. And budding managers are the very, very important role to play in this kind of situation. Now, the choice is for us, because if you do not get any lesson from this COVID situation and redesign our curriculum for the management programs, redesign our strategies for the industry, or redesign our personal affairs, the choice is between dying with the virus or dying with the starvation. This is choices with us. And we cannot have continued lockdown. Most of the people are saying that in March 2020, when there was only lesser number of COVID patients, the government have locked down. But now 500 people are daily affected with the COVID. Now the government has opened up. No lockdown situation is there. Only some restrictions are there, because we cannot die with the starvation. We have to analyze the situation. And here the Narayan Murthy's statement is very, very important. He said India must accept the coronavirus as the new normal. Otherwise, if lockdown continues, hunger may kill more people than COVID-19. But the people are not understanding, they are not understanding the new normal situation. We have to live with the corona. Either our educational institutions are there. Let me tell you, because the discussions are going on to open up the educational institution. Ultimately we have to open it up. We cannot have discontinued operations in our educational institution for a very longer period of time. It may extend to 30th September, then it may extend to 31st December. But after that, how will you do it? We have to develop new kind of strategies. I will share with you that Kurukshetra University has already issued the guidelines to take the terminal examinations of the students. They have now realized, we were discussing in March that you must have the open book system of examination. They were not understanding at that time. We were asking them to conduct the online examination. They were not relying on that time. They said, no, there's a digital divide. We cannot do it. Now they have come up with the absolutely enlarged document which cover all these aspects. So it means same in the industry also, same in the management programs also. We have to devise various kind of strategies. And as far as online education is concerned, this is going to be very, very powerful. But we have to remove the bottlenecks of this kind of education. If there is some digital divide, we have to cope up. We have to find alternative strategy for that. If we are not having good kind of this network issues, solve these issues, ultimately this can be solved. So I think the choice is between dying with the virus or dying with the starvation. So we don't want to die, but we will live with corona. We will have a new normal, and everybody has to work very hard, right from the person who is sitting in the last pedestal to the highest pedestal. They have to think about it in every sphere of life, so that we can have good strategies to cope up the future. The scientific approach is very much needed here, because Prime Minister is saying that we have Make in India initiative. We have to strengthen Make in India initiative. Most of the educational institution, wherever I asked to the students of MBA programs, when we conducted their comprehensive Viva voce, or we conducted their summer training Viva, we asked them, what is your aspirations? They always say, I want to have a good job in a particular company. Nobody is talking about self-employment. Nobody is talking about entrepreneurship. Very few people say that I want to start my own venture. So Make in India initiative can be developed if you have entrepreneurial skills among your students, and the managers need to be trained regarding this. Commercialization of indigenous technology, industry must take it up, because unless you take up with the people of this country that we have the alternative technology which we are going to commercialize from Indian point of view, that is going to give you more benefits. Similarly, development of technology driven transparent public distribution system, because we have seen in this COVID situation that many people were not able to get the ration or the basic minimum requirement of food which they need, and they were crying, they were having long lines, queues. It means we don't have the good public distribution system that we must focus on. Certain companies must take into it. Efficient rural healthcare delivery system you have to develop. Rural people has the money to save their life, but they don't have the opportunities or they don't have the services which are provided to them. So most of the health institutions or the hospitals are just concentrated in the uh, cities, not focusing on the rural areas. So drastic reduction of the reports is necessary, and industry must think about it scientifically. They must develop their own kind of technologies, and this require an entrepreneurial skills. This require a managerial skill to enhance and boost this kind of things. So adoption of emerging technology domains like artificial intelligence, we have to look after both demand and supply challenges from the scientific point of view. And scientific approach will come when you train the people like this. So we have to focus on self-reliant supply chain. Total focus of self-reliant villages, brand equities. We are just understanding and reading the concept of brand equity in the books. But from the practical point of view, we are not training to our students. Every citizen of this country has to become brand ambassador for local made products and services. An Indian made brand needed to be given more importance, and our demand pattern needs to be changed from our lifestyles needs to be reoriented. So all these things need revamping of our educational philosophy and thinking. If industry people or the budding manager, they are trained like this, they understand the concept and importance of brand equity, self-reliant villages, and having importance to the local made products, they will definitely implement when they go into their organization. And this content needs to be focused on that, and we need to build priorities to be redefined from individual to government. We have to become our own brand. Now, development of new vision for professional education level is needed. We are talking about that management degree or MBA program is a professional degree, but the subjects, the way we are teaching to our students is absolutely same as we are teaching to the MCOM students. What kind of professionalism you are bringing in? So here need a strategic rethinking at all levels. So it is not there that employ certain 5 or 6 people as the management teacher in your organization, take the syllabus and ask them to teach in the classroom without following something different strategies, which is totally different and practical point of view you are teaching it. So that is the needed. So an honest and visionary approach to develop India is required. And for that, a broad plan to deal with corona type situations need to be developed. And management institutes can play a very important role regarding this. So this need a rebooting. When there is a virus in our computer system, we talk about rebooting. So presently, let me ask if you can stop the voices which are coming in from the audience. So rebooting is required. That means rebooting whenever there is a virus in our computer system, we usually either use certain virus cleaner or we reboot yes. Am I audible to everybody? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, okay. So I was talking about rebooting. So that means now there is a time to reboot our educational, particularly management institutes also, because this will be critical for every country and every business. So new wave of COVID-19 will hard to recover. So if this kind of situation again arise and if we again start thinking now how to come up with these kind of situations, so we should start preparing detailed guidelines, make it mandatory compliance or companies even for the post-lockdown period. And business should put in extra effort to make sure their factories are COVID-19 compliant, same our educational institution also. So this step will build a confidence in the workforce and will ensure better production. Now, we have to convert this crisis into opportunity. World has never witnessed such kind of situation. This is an unprecedented situation, and we have to convert this crisis into opportunities. Every crisis has great opportunities. Why should we waste time? We have to utilize these opportunities for the benefit of the humanity, and we have to invest in ourselves and find a new way. This is the call which is given by the various experts during this time also. So lack of manpower is going to be a very gloom problem for all of us, looming issue during this post lockdown period. Most of the workers, as I have already discussed, that may not be able to return back to work soon. Companies will end up operating at a very low capacity, and this will require businesses to take up substantial measures for worker safety. So the research must be conducted how to ensure worker safety in industry and in providing benefits like housing near place of work. So you must conduct the surveys and researches which focus on okay, if you provide these kind of facilities to the workers, how attached they will feel with your industry, and this is going to increase their quality output. And businesses will also require think out of the box and establishes process to employ available workforce efficiently. For example, now we are not in a position to conduct the multiple shifts as and all workforce cannot together because of the COVID-19 guidelines. So how can we work in the multiple shifts, providing other benefits to worker, utilizing available capacity of units, etc. So these are the certain things where our research must focus and our management experts must focus on this. Unanticipated demand we have to now grab in. So COVID pandemic has impacted the supply chain across the globe. It will be very difficult for the business, for example, essential goods, to predict from where and what level of demand will come. Business should activate scenario planning teams. For that, Educational Management Institute must help them. These teams will help cover multiple demand scenarios and plan solutions accordingly, managing other stakeholders like vendors to ensure their supplies. There will be a liquidity crunch, and most of the MSME sector, they are facing the liquidity crunch. So how to cope up with these kind of situations? To help the small businesses, government can also procure MSMEs and startups, thus helping to sustain. But the great research is required in this field also, so that we can guide the MSME sector how to cope up with the liquidity crunch in the future also. Our supply chain need to be very much focused, because as a country we have to define clear guidelines for the movement of goods, because the logistic issue is very, very important these days. We are not in a position to send our goods from one place to another place, because a lot of care is needed for that. So what kind of strategies we can adopt in this, we must focus on. So most important thing is we have to connect with the universe. Our education, management education, which we are providing to the students, must focus on that we are not the masters of the universe. We have to change our attitude with regard to the universe. We have to take care of each and every segment of this universe. We cannot live by ignoring the environmental factors. So if we presently find out we are just teaching business environment, but the unique connection with the universe must have a, though the I know that the Punjab Technical University has one social and ethical issues paper in their curriculum of management programs, but I think this is going to be practically taught to the students, that if you have to work in an industry, you have to connect with the universe. Otherwise, sometimes and later on also you may be find in these kind of situations. So COVID-19 and management education. So now coming out something on how to form strategies for particularly for the management education and the institutions, because we are disrupted schedules with the profound influence of internship. And I have seen that many of the institutes not able to provide the internship and summer training programs cannot be materialized. Even there was exploitation of the students by some of the agencies which were just created to provide the internship to the students. We must be very cautious about that, because our objective to provide internship to the students is to infuse certain kind of practical abilities into them so that they may be creative, they may have thinking capacities, they may have problem solving abilities, they must learn how to work in the team. So this COVID has geo-paradized the campus placements and led to cancellation of the placement offers. This is a great issue. How to deal with it? All of you must sit and jointly work with the universities and institutions to prepare the strategies, because this has led to anxiety and fear among the students. Many students have passed out, many has got jobs, but their appointment letters were cancelled later on because the industry said now we don't have the jobs. These circumstances have changed dreams of the many budding managers. So this is a major concern where all management institutions must work on it, because this COVID has given you this lesson that if such kind of situation is there, how will you provide the summer training? How will you run your summer training programs? How will you ensure placement for the student? This is a great concern which educational institution must learn from this. Uh, Similarly, there are challenges for the B schools for re-engineering the processes. The instructor or the teacher who is providing the training to the students or taking their classes to teach the various concepts of the management, they must retrain themselves, because digital medium of teaching now is the need of the hour. I have seen the people who are conducting the classes, even in my institution, I try to look into how the people are teaching and how they are interacting with the students. 4 5 months has been passed, but still teachers don't know how to sit in the digital class. You must have observed also when you are conducting this faculty development program, how the people sit to attend the faculty development program, whether they have absolutely ready when they go out for offline class and similarly they are attending it, whether they are participative or not there, whether the learning environment which you are providing for the digital teaching is same or some improvement is there while giving the inputs to the students, whether the curriculum and learning processes are matching each other when you are teaching to the students. These are the certain challenges of the business schools which they must focus while re-engineering the process of their teaching, because this is going to be for a longer period of time and we must focus on this. Now, our educational institution must focus on preparing the business model innovations to deliver doorstep educational experiences. In India, already the process has been started, like massive online open courses, like SWAYAM, Government of India platform is there. Private players like Coursera and Udemy, etc., is there. We must also focus as an educational institutions ki how can we provide the digital content to our students. I'm very sorry to share with you one experience of mine, because earlier it was demanded by the UGC that most of the teachers who are working in the educational institution, they must prepare their lectures in advance, record them and put it on the YouTube or other channels. But now some circulars has been issued by the universities even, that the teachers who are delivering on the digital platform, the students will get an affidavit that students will not record their lectures. It means they have some fear in their mind that we will be wrongly spelling out something, we'll be wrongly teaching to our students. So that's why if they recorded, that may be used against them at some point of time. So I think these kind of fears need to be removed, and institutions must focus on massive online open courses type. So even teachers should be encouraged whenever they take class, after that they should upload on their YouTube channel and convey the link of the channel to the students so that they can get benefit out of it and they can link for their future references. We have to find alternatives to study and educate. and artificial intelligence to become a new future in providing need or link based learning. That is the need of the hour. And in management education, we cannot afford to ignore all these kind of aspects, because basically we are preparing the future of the country, and these kind of people has to shape the destiny of India. So you have to educating budding managers in an interconnected world. It is not there that we are teaching in Ludhiana in the classroom and we will be using minimum type of tools which we are using. We have to globally interconnected. There is no longer such a thing as isolated issues and actions. Our issues are interconnected. We are globally connected now. So interrelatedness and navigate across countries to leverage differences and work in a globally collaborative way. So this must be the concept of education, particularly management education in our country. So we have to redefine the role of management educators. The notion of a management educator as a knowledge holders who imparts wisdom to their people is no longer fit for the purpose of 21st century education. The people you are going to train, they are more technology savvy than you. They are more informed than you. So it should become a two-way process. The role of educators will need to move towards facilitating young people's development as a contributing member of the society. So you are not just that you are the master of everything, because the people you are going to teach, they may be more aware than you, they may be more technology savvy than you, but you have to work as a facilitator. And many times it should not be that you should not learn from your students. It should be a both way process, because man never be a perfect in all the times and can never be a perfect till his death. So you must be in the learning stage also. If some students are teaching you, giving you certain ideas, you must welcome them. So you have to work as a facilitator, not as a boss or as a person that you are going to control them. So this is the role need redefining of the role of the management educators in this concept. Next is the life skills to be part of the management education. So only rote learning or the just conceptualizing the things which are already present in the books not going to serve any purpose. So in this ever-changing global environment, young managers require resilience and adaptability skills that are providing to be essentials uh, to navigate effectively through this pandemic situation. So though you must foster creativity, you must foster critical thinking, continuous learning, entrepreneurial skills, communication and collaboration, empathy and emotional intelligence, which is the need of the hour. So we are emotionally
Bhalla
disconnected.
sir,
Just within 5 minutes, I am just completing.
just a reminder from my end, we are
Yes, yes.
left with
So
10 more minutes.
we have to unlock the technology as a driver of education. So next
Absolutely.
generation has not seen the world without technology, and we have to put the learners first, bringing teachers and educational technology together so that we can be more impactful in this scenario. So not making much of time, so we have to match industry and global expectations. So management institutions of India and Indian economy to match global expectations of 5 trillion economy if you want to reach there. So the motto should be think big, act small, and scale fast. This should be the lessons for all of us. So there should be an alteration in the parameters for the ranking of the management institutions also, because I have already said to you that NAC is going to be formed now, which will not differentiate any kind of institutions, but their parameters to provide education, including digital content and digital infrastructure, may become one of the most weighted components in the parameters included in ranking of the management institutions. So this is another indicator of quality, could be effectiveness of digital teaching. So there is a call for research, theory and skill set I have already explained to you. So we have to reinvent to stay relevant. So if you want to stay relevant, you have to reinvent your teaching practices, your business models, and the content you are teaching in the organizations. So multidisciplinary approach, multiple entry and exit, incorporating values and ethos in the management education is the need of the hour. So post COVID would unfold a new normal. Many aspects of the businesses will have to get restructured, redesigned so that we are better prepared for the next time. So now the questions and observations are open for you. Thank you so much.
Sir, before people open up with their queries, I must put on record, it was just a presentation par excellence. So exhaustive, so comprehensive, and I think you have very beautifully covered the entire theme of the this short-term training program. There isn't a single aspect which has not been touched by you. I'm highly impressed. I'm highly grateful to you.
Thank
And
you.
now that you have comprehensively covered everything, I just want to say one thing, that since at this platform, we have all the management faculties, I think we all need to take up the responsibility that how can we add more value to the management education. And I think the commitment from the heart is really, really what is needed. Till the time we are not committed, I don't think we'll be able to do anything. And as you have very beautifully remarked, that our role is that of a facilitator. It
Yes.
no longer is like, the sage on the stage. And it is more of a guide on the side, we have to guide, step aside, and maybe again join in as a guide as and when the student requires us to be there. And I truly endorse, I found it very beautiful when you quoted Mr. Ratan Tata, wherein he has said, that 2020 is not a year of profits. It definitely is a year of sacrifices and saving life on earth. Time to reboot. And all I have to say is, because you have really not left a single point which I can sort of, talk about. It has been very, very exhaustive, and I'm sure there are a lot of takeaways from it. I can
Thank
only
you.
say that we cannot go back and change, all that has happened. We cannot change the beginning, but yes, definitely we can begin from here, and we can change the ending. And we have to be hopeful, though the situation is grim, but I'm sure there is a silver lining. The sun is going to shine again, and we will
Yes.
all emerge, emerge as winners, and we will face head on. We will recalibrate, recreate, and reboot ourselves. Thank you so very much. I'm highly indebted to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
We
Now,
are we
yeah.
are in a position to cope up with this situation, and we are very much optimistic, and we must be optimistic to come out of this situation. The students will again come to your institutions, but by the time they are not coming, please use the technology, digital technology, innovatively to reach them out,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
they are our future generations, and they are if they are left out, the God will not forgive us. Thank you.
Then we will all cease to be teachers, actually. We are
Yes,
because of them.
that's why
We are because of them.
that's why I said to you when you said that shortly you will be moving to some good position. So I am at
Yes.
comfortable position as a professor, because the highest position in the university arena is a teacher and professor. If you reach
Absolutely.
out that level, God has given you so much, and now it's your turn to return to the society, and that's what we are doing, whatever we are doing. Thank you.
So the most beautiful is you don't only possess the head of a teacher, you also have the heart of a teacher. And I
Thank
think the
you.
heart of the teacher is the biggest heart that any species can ever have.
Yes, thank you.
So I would request the participants to kindly open up and put
Yes,
across your points, because such platforms we don't get again and again, and such experts we don't get an opportunity to interact with them again and again. So the house is open. Kindly satisfy all your queries, and please give your viewpoint. Shilpa ma'am, in the chat box, are there any queries that we can take up?
There are all appreciations, ma'am, in the chat box, and I don't think so there is any query. Though the feedback link has been shared with all the participants on WhatsApp also and in the chat box. In case anybody has any query, any kind of feedback you would wish to
uh,
come, you can please
the,
let us know.
I think there is one question by Shahid Khan.
Yeah,
I
kindly,
must
sir,
read.
kindly,
So a
kindly.
question is that some companies have moved the manufacturing units out of China, and Vietnam is one of the preferred destination. Is it true to say that MSMEs in India are not competitive as compared to other countries? How can B schools contributed it and the post-COVID? Absolutely, very good question. As far as your remarks that in India, MSMEs are not in a position to do or deliver better, I think this is a wrong notion. Many of the MSMEs in Ludhiana, even they have contributed a lot in the overall development of this nation. And if you look at the total Indian scenario, the major employment factor lies in the MSME sector. But because of this situation, because earlier the policies which were found by the government of India, they were all pro the large industry segment. But now with the coming of this government in the second term and even in the last term also, they have adopted so many measures to make the our MSME sector more competitive. But with the time to come, if we as a B school, if you develop your students in good learning environment, providing them good learning environment, doing some kind of projects for the MSME sector, guiding them properly. The problem here is that in India there is no guide for the MSME sector. They are working on their own. If the government agencies are working, they are not providing any kind of guidance and the skill based inputs to them. So here the role of the B school is very important. Our management institutions must work on that. They must train their employees, their students in such a way that they should undertake these kind of projects with the MSMEs and time to time guide them. So the cluster of MSMEs should be formed and they should be interacted with the B schools, taking their students for training and taking their research projects also with their help. So ultimately this kind of MSME and educational institution interface, which we may say that small industry institute interface, that is going to do wonders if we design some kind of formula. GNIMT is a good institution. They can tap up with so many clusters of small organizations and take the projects and allow them to work in their institution also. I think this is going to be a good proposal.
Thank you so much, sir. We would love to collaborate with you and seek guidance from you on this.
Thank you.
You have compliments all the way, sir. And with this, once again,
Thank you.
a big thank you to you.
Once
again, a very big thank you.
When you have very few questions, it means two things. Number one, everybody has understood, or everybody has just overhead transmission OHT.
No, sir. Since it is teachers, I will assume it is the first one.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
On their behalf, I give you that confidence.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
And last thing we are taking from today's section is that we all need to reinvent to stay relevant.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And participants, we'll be meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock sharp in the morning. We'll be starting with our session at 10 o'clock sharp. So please be on time. Moreover, the link for the feedback has been shared in WhatsApp group also, and in this box. You please fill the form and submit it. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay blessed. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.